morning. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of your breakfast show on Leadership Television inside Nigeria. Your host for the program. Without wasting much time, we head up to our newspaper review corner where we have the newspapers for review. It's Tuesday, and of course, we have Nigeria's most influential leadership topping the lead of papers to be reviewed. Leadership's leading story today, Tuesday, says Governor Yusuf visits Tinubu may join APC on Tuesday or Wednesday. The governor had a closed-door meeting with President Tinubu, who just returned from his visit, foreign visit. Kano family of 7 murders. Suspect's father wants him executed if guilty. Of course, it's no longer news that that tragedy which occurred in Kano, the suspect was said to be the nephew of the deceased woman. Kano family of 7 murders. Suspect's father wants him executed if guilty. That story continues on page 6 of Leadership. Malami rearrested after release from Kuje prison. Trending story on the papers we have for review this morning. Malami rearrested. Malami is the former AGF during former President Muhammadu Buhari's 80th in office. He's been rearrested after release from Kuje prison yesterday. It's also a trending story in the papers and, of course, in social media. 2027, Obasanjo enclosed the meeting with IBB. Police Commissioner Council Chair denied kidnap of worshippers in Kaduna churches. Another main leading story in one of the papers. Like World Bank, IMF upgrades Nigeria's economic growth outlook to 4.4%. Borno Speaker protests absence of VP Shettiman's photo at APC zonal meeting. The story continues on page 24 of Leadership. Borno Speaker protests absence of VP Shettiman's photo at APC zonal meeting. And on the business boss of Leadership, petrol imports widening MRS marketers PMS price disparities, say analysts. Of course, Leadership categorized and gave a breakdown of filling stations that are selling what at certain amounts. Key players in Nigeria's oil and gas industry have expressed growing frustration over widening petrol price disparities across the country. Some retail outlets sell fuel significantly above the 739 naira per litre benchmark set by the Dangote refinery designated stations, blaming it on the surging petrol imports into the country. According to analysts, the price advantage largely explains the longer queues seen at MRS filling stations nationwide compared with other outlets. For many Nigerians, the choice is simple: cheaper fuel, even if it means waiting longer. Checks by Leadership on Monday revealed notable price variations across states. In Lagos, AP filling stations sold petrol at 740 naira per litre, Mobi at 770 naira per litre, while MROS dispensed fuel at 739 naira per litre. In Ota, Ogun State, AP filling stations sold petrol at 735 naira per litre, while NNPC stations sold it at 770 naira per litre. Meanwhile, in Abuja, benchmark prices, NNPC and MRS filling stations maintained benchmark PMS prices of 815 naira and 739 naira per litre, respectively, on Monday, while independent marketers sold between 825 and 840 naira per litre. Of course, it's something to cheer about. Who knows? Maybe before the middle of the year, we can actually go down to 700 or even 600 naira. We look forward to that time. Well, moving on ahead on Leadership atop the masthead, we have the Legislator of the Year 2025 and Social Impact Person of the Year 2025. For his outstanding performance in lawmaking, representation, and oversight, as well as his role as the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Benjamin Okezi Kalu is Legislator of the Year 2025. Congratulations, Honorable. And for the Social Impact Person of the Year 2025, for turning conflict into cooperation and militancy into meaningful development, High Chief Government Owezide Ekpemupolo Tompolo is Social Impact Person of the Year 2025. Congratulations to him. From the cover of leadership, we move ahead to page 3, where we have AFCON 2025, a post-mortem. AFCON 2025, a post-mortem. A post-mortem is taking lessons from what just happened, doing analysis of what just took place, of an event that just took place. And it says Morocco's hosting of the 35th African Cup of Nations, AFCON, ended with Senegal lifting the trophy after a controversial final that left the host nation devastated. Pape Gueye's lone strike settled a match that epitomized everything right and wrong about this tournament. Brilliant football marred by questionable officiating that had fans and pundits alike screaming at their screens. The refereeing controversies throughout the tournament became the unwanted subplot that threatened to overshadow some genuinely excellent football. Today's excerpts from our stand, a post-mortem of AFCON. From our stand, we move briskly to the back page of leadership, where we have Tuesday column with Abdurrauf Aliyu. Today is writing on Rainy Good, ICE violence, and Nigeria's reflection. Today's column with Abdurrauf Aliyu. Goods killing is a reckoning, a stark reminder of how states exercise authority, the limits of compliance, and the fragility. From Minneapolis to Kano, from Chicago to Port Harcourt, the patterns are familiar: selective enforcement, impunity, narrative manipulation, and erosion. Quotes from Tuesday's column today with Abdurrauf Aliyu. Rainy Good, ICE violence, and Nigeria's reflection. Let's visit Ghana Must Go. On the news, Abuja Disco transitions into HoldCo on these subsidiaries. And Ghana Must Go asking, or is asking, how does that affect Band A? Well, let's wait and see. We conclude today on the lighter note, the review of Leadership newspaper. For more, log into the website of Leadership, www.leadership.ng, and don't also forget to log into and follow on all social media handles. We move ahead to the next paper we have on our lineup, and that is Vanguard newspaper. Today, Vanguard says confusion over alleged kidnap of 172 worshippers in 3 cardinal churches. Sad development that will not give up, says Northern Khan, as 172 were said to have been kidnapped, now escaped. No one was kidnapped in Kanjuru, say police council chairman. Abduction exposes grave insecurity failure, coming from PDP. Leading story on Vanguard Tuesday, January 20, 2025. We have the picture of the tanker accident that took place in Lagos yesterday, and of course we also have a viral picture or viral video of that incident where we saw Lagosians scooping fuel from under the bridge where the tanker was leaking fuel. And that is a sad development. Of course, the trending video had it that most Nigerians obviously don't love themselves, because despite so much talk and so much awareness being generated over scooping fuel at a tanker, especially tanker that maybe is knocked down, Nigerians are still not listening. They are still doing what seems best to them, and that is scooping fuel from damaged tankers, which is not good enough. That is the picture we have on Vanguard newspaper this Tuesday. The second leading story on Vanguard is also the main leading story on Leadership today. Kano Governor Yusuf meets Tinubu, defers to APC today. Governor kills mom after meeting at Aso Villa. That story continues on page 26 of Vanguard. Massacre of Christians, what we told the New York Times Bureau Chief McLean enters society. Sanwo-Olu signs 4.4 trillion naira budget. Anti-Tinubu post, federal government amends charges against Sowore, deletes Facebook X. Atop the masthead of Vanguard, IMF upgrades Nigeria's 2026 growth outlook to 4.4%. There was never an Igbo coup, Ralph Obioha. That story is on page 16 of Vanguard newspaper. Of course, there are so many versions to what actually happened in Nigeria's history, talking about Nzeogu coup. Rap Obrioha says there was never an Igbo coup. Still on Vanguard, impeachment, Pandef reconciliation panel concludes Rivers engagement, returns to Abuja. DSS arrests Malami after release from Kuje prison. Trending story on social media and in all the national papers we have on our lineup this Tuesday. And that also concludes review of 4 headline stories on Vanguard this Tuesday. For more, log into www.vanguardngr.com. We move ahead to the next paper we have on our lineup, and that is the Daily Times. The Daily Times says APC Court deploys 40 justices to Lagos to clear 360 outstanding cases. APC Court deploys 40 justices to Lagos to clear 360 outstanding cases. Concerned NNPCS staff worry over resignation of CUIO, call for restraining of EVP. Illegal acquisition, court awards 100 million naira against Nigerian army in Ibadan land dispute. We move towards the masthead of the Daily Times. NAPTIP to tighten anti-trafficking net after 93 convictions in 2025. And lastly, on Daily Times, NCC bets to connect 23.3 million Nigerians on satellite D2D. And that also concludes review of front headline stories on the Daily Times. For more, log into www.dailytimesng.com. Our next paper for review this Tuesday is Nigerian Tribune. Nigerian Tribune says DSS arrest Malami after release from Kuje prison. Amid defection moves, Kano governor visits Tinubu in Aso Villa, another trending story. Alleged cyberbullying, police files 6-count charge against Toun Anajobi, remands doctor for issuing alleged fake report for her. Ekiti poll, PDP, SDP missing. INEC clears APC, 11 others in final candidates list. Federal government denies citing gold refinery in Lagos. Ondo judicial crisis deepens as budget cause autonomic disputes paralyze courts. We have resolved our differences. They should resume soon, Ondo Justice Commissioner. Atop the masthead of Tribune, Nigerian Tribune, IMF raises Nigeria's 2026 growth forecast to 4.4%. Alleged abduction of 100 worshippers. No one was kidnapped in Kaduna, police, local government chairman say. And lastly, on the health news today on Vanguard, on Nigerian Tribune, brain diseases on the rise, but prevention, cure missing in Nigeria, coming from a neurologist. That story is on page 20 of Nigerian Tribune. Brain diseases on the rise, but prevention, cure missing in Nigeria, coming from neurologists. And that concludes the review of front headline stories on Nigerian Tribune this Tuesday. For more, log into the website of Nigerian Tribune. We move ahead to the next paper we have on our lineup, which is the last paper we have for review, and that is Daily Sun. Daily Sun says pandemonium, gunshots as contractors lock out minister. Resume protest over 4 trillion naira unpaid debt. Pandemonium, gunshots as contractors lock out minister. Resume protest over 4 trillion naira unpaid debt. Controversy traces alleged abduction of 100 worshippers in Kaduna churches. Government police CAN, PDP trade works. Army denies mutiny threats report over salaries allowances. Nigeria records 150,000 sickle cell beds yearly, Oyo Foundation warned. Nigeria records 150,000 sickle cell beds yearly, Oyo Foundation warned. Man cries out over murder of twin sons, nephew, burning of house over control of oil well. Man cries out over murder of twin sons, nephew, burning of house over control of oil well. Lastly, on the cover of Daily Sun newspaper this Tuesday, FCTA workers strike, lock gates over pensions, exam failures, intimidation orders. Wike counters insist 10 or 14 demands met, says action unnecessary if motivated. And that concludes review of front headline stories on Daily Sun newspaper this Tuesday. For more, log into the website of Daily Sun newspaper, www.thesun.ng. And that concludes today's Inside Nigeria, brought to you on Leadership Television. Don't forget to log into all and subscribe to all our social media handles for more news. My name is Winifred Ogbebo. I look forward to having you same time, same station for another fresh on the program Inside Nigeria. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.